What? Discord. Alrighty. So, hello and welcome to the first BorksMemes streamed D&D game. Today's game will be run in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. It will be set in a homebrew world. We will be going over that in a few moments as part of the introduction to the world. If we could start with our players here, top left on my screen, I've got Cornwallis, played by Max. Cornwallis, could you please introduce yourself and describe your character for the viewers out there as well?
Well, hello there. My name's Cornwallis. I'm a, farmhand from the farm, and well, I figured, it was high time I got out, experienced some more of the world, and did some more than just farming.
Wonderful. Oh, and next up on my screen, I've got Tregillis, I believe it's pronounced. Could you please introduce yourself as well, David/Doc?
Name's Tregilligus, but you can call me Rook. I follow the traveler, and, as is my way, I travel.
Wonderful. Oh, and we've got Warner Herzig, played by Caleb. Could you introduce yourself as well?
Yes, hello, my name is Warner Hudzug. I am a barbarian and I am always looking for a good time at a local ale establishment.
Oh, and next up, I see Amos, played by Warfel. Could you introduce yourself as well? I've got no sound from you.
Well, how's that?
Perfect.
Yes, well, I'm pretty old, as you can see. I had to figure out the buttons here. I'm not quite sure where I am.
Perfect. Next up, we have got... we're looking over to... Feynoir, played by Nick. Could you introduce yourself as well? Nick, I've got no audio on you.
In the text room, he says he's having audio issues.
No worries. And Christina, I have got a clocking image from yourself, from Nefeli Bada. I can't hear you either. Do we got sound on you? We do not.
It was there for a second.
It was.
Oh, I have to push to talk. Yeah, I never do that. Hi, I'm Neffy. Hi. I'm a gnome. I'm from the forest. Hi. I've just come out to explore. I've never been outside the forest much.
Wonderful.
Stupid camera will crash. So hi. I'll go fix that now. Bye.
You cannot do push to talk on mobile. We're glad we learned this. Edit channel. We're doing permissions. Wonderful. And Feynoir, could you try again?
Oh, is it going now? Yep, there it is. Okay, all right. Hi, I'm Fey Noir. I'm a wood elf. I just, been just a soldier all my life. That's about it. Don't know what else you need to know about me.
Wonderful. At that, we have got our party described. We've got everybody introduced. Last here, and possibly least, myself. My name's Brad. I run games. Usually between like 3 and 5 days a week. My goal is to bring that much content to you shortly. My other goal with this is to run a series of one-shots, set in the same setting, hopefully with different DMs as well, if we can get some other folks on board. As of right now, this is a test of streaming. This is my first time running a game on a stream format, so there will be hiccups. Hopefully, if everything goes well, this will be our worst stream ever as we seek to improve. The cast will be revolving. We'll have different folks in and out. If you take a look at this and you're like, goodness, golly gracious, I just really want to be on that stream, message us. Let us know. We would love to have you on. We're trying to make this as guest star friendly as possible and as newcomer friendly as possible for new listeners and viewers. At that, we will get to the game itself. For the party, you will all wake up inside of a what feels to be a strange tube. It's glass, it's tight. You remember your backstories, you remember all of your past, present, future. You feel as though you're just the same as when you went to bed the night before. However, you tap on the glass and you're like, boom, 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 boom. You're not sure how to get out. You see a small halfling walk up to these glass tubes inside of a what looks to be large and kind of dark area. There's a gentleman with some looks to be off red robes and gray-white beard. He's got a blue hat with stars and moons and suns on it. They appear to be yellow. If you could picture the quintessential Disney Fantasia wizard, this is the guy. The halfling is small in size, no facial hair, drawn on chest hair. There is a cigar holstered in this halfling's hip, probably about the same size as his forearm, and a dagger on the other. Looks to be of an ornate make. If you had to guess based on the hilts, the cigar hilt is used a lot more than the dagger hilt. His clothing looks to be of normal make. He's got a big old coin sack, which does not appear to make noise. If you had to guess, you'd say that it might be full of sand or maybe empty of coins. He makes his way over, pulls on a couple of levers, at which point, pulling on a lever from one tube, he'll release Cornwallis, Trogelius. He'll release Warner Herzog, Amos, Fenwar, Nephalibata. Every person will be released from their tube. You're not sure how you got here. You're not familiar with this land. It feels almost as though there was some sort of hand-wavy measure to get all of you in the same place, with a rather improvised and plug-and-play kind of feel. Almost as though this is going to be a series of one-shots of some sort. The halfling walks up to you all. Hi there, the name's Ruggy Dug Duggy. I'm sure you're all very confused with how you've arrived here. We've managed to summon you from many realms. I'm not sure if you are heroes or kick-butt adventurers from other places, but here, you maggots. You're gonna do what I say. I'm the king. Ruggy, you're getting carried away. All right. Come on. I'm just trying to get them to be underfoot figures. I figure we can send them on some dangerous missions for copper. All right. The Rogues Guild will have our heads. Sorry, friends. Name Shitteth. That's a Ruggy. We don't like Ruggy. He's a great assistant, terrible person. We keep him around. He's useful. Hey, I'm right here. You're talking about me like I'm not even present. I don't like that at all. I need you to go make yourself useful or quiet. One or the other. Pick one. Both are fine for me. So I got a back room over here. It's outfitted almost exactly like a tavern. Don't ask. It's not a drinking problem. It's a drinking solution.
I go immediately in.
Wonderful. You'll see that it is stocked to the nine with various drinks, cups, glasses. You get the feeling that almost anything you could order here would be present. There is a single off-blue half-elf sitting at this bar. The wizard makes his way inside. He'll motion to the rest of the party. Does everyone wish to follow?
Sure.
Wonderful. I've got no sound from Trigelagus.
I'm down to follow, but how's the lighting in here?
The lighting you'll note is decent. You can see a couple of windows nearby. They are single glass pane. The lighting coming in is of a kind of faded dim light. If you had to guess, this is an overcast sky from a far off land. Was not the weather that you remember last night when you went to bed, and it's also not morning. It appears to be about like noonish. If you had to guess, but you don't really see a sun location, just kind of an ambient light pouring in, no real like hard line shadow.
So I'm not blind.
You're
Good.
not. You'll also note that the floor appears to be stone. The walling is brick, almost as though if this place were to accidentally be approached with dragon's breath, it wouldn't necessarily burn down. You'll see the room inside is concrete, has some blasts that appear to have gone off inside. There are a couple of posters inside also put up on the wall. You're not sure what exactly this bar is or should be or kind of can be, but you feel like you might be in the back room of a bar or some sort of wizard's lair. This feels like a really strange meld between the two.
Amos will follow in at a slow pace, using his cane in order to do so, mumbling to himself in the process. Just, getting too old for this bull.
All right. Go ahead.
Cornwallis will immediately note the old man and run over to offer assistance.
I don't need your help. I'm younger than I look.
Well, gosh there, sir. I apologize. Just trying to be friendly.
Yeah, I don't normally drink on the job, but I guess I'll have a shot or two if we're doing one. How old are you, man?
You shouldn't ask a lady that,
Didn't see you for a lady.
Did I
Just
say I
wondered if you were older than me or not. But that's okay.
I'm older than most.
Pipe up to the bartender. Bartender, I would like 5 ales.
Oh, yes, well, I'd like 5 silver. How can we make that arrangement happen?
The little man who brought us out of the tubes, he pays for it all.
Oh, sorry, you said that Ruggy Dug Duggy offered to pay for your drinks in this establishment.
No.
That's what I.
That's what I heard.
We did not say that he offered. We said he pays.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll just slap it on his tab. It'll be just a drop in a large bucket, we'll call it. Sorry, you said 5 drinks for the group. Will be.
Oh, no, that was just for me. I don't know what they're having.
At this point,
for me.
I figure it may be easier to just procure some jugs for you all. All right. Well, I guess we're doing this. He'll snap his fingers, at which point some sort of invisible or unseen servant makes its way over towards the tavern, begins moving glasses around, jugs around. You have a large pitcher of grain alcohol in front of you now. The same for Drageligus. You have a rather large mug. This is, to say spicy to the nose, does not quite cover exactly how pungent this odor is. For those who are particularly endowed in the area of Constitution, you'll feel really at home here. For those not, you'll note that the liquid that they're drinking is perfectly clear and probably banned in some countries.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Do you have any aloe juice? Or maybe a nice moss tea?
Oh, well, yes, I actually do happen to have such things. See, I actually was at some protests outside not too long ago when I was protesting the cutting down of trees. I actually feel very strongly about wildlife and preserving it all, and no, I don't have those things. Goodness gracious, what do you take me for? This is a respectable establishment. I won't be sullying myself with such a... You'll know that just above him, there's a section for teas and herbs. You think he might just be overreacting on some sort of basic principle.
Neffy's
I
gonna
was
walk away
gonna.
sadly.
Hey, I was gonna ask for some sarsaparilla or maybe a soda water to go with this alcohol over here.
Yeah, well, why don't we all just have a wonderful sober time? All right, well, if we're going to be drinking weak drinks, you'll note that these drinks are passed around a rather tall mug with a little piece of paper labeled go-go juice is slid across a table over to the same wizard, big hat, flowing red robes, by the name of Shittith. He picks it up and sips it quietly. You'll note that it smells distinctly of vodka and healing potion. Even from a few feet away, this is a pungent mix. It also smells like a tinge of pineapple.
How do I get one of those?
Well, I can tell you about that. It's got a secret ingredient called magic. We actually harvest this stuff from outside of the encampment here. See, we're from a small town by the name of Arony, and we're working on not having a small town and having a big area of influence and territory and places to get magic stuff from. So yeah.
I would like to try one of those drinks. They look this go-go juice.
Well, that actually brings me to my next question. Are you all looking for work? You'll note that you were just summoned here. You get the feeling that you may not necessarily have a choice in looking for work. There seems to be some sort of extortion going on here, given that you've been procured with such a lack of agency.
I was wondering what you needed a 400-year-old tower man to do for you, because I wasn't. I'd rather just be sitting at home.
See, I was thinking we might be able to get get a couple of areas cleared out outside of Arony. There's a rather peculiar spot by the name of, I don't think we've named it yet. It's big though. We sent a guy named Jerry over there. Jerry died. We sent a guy named Billy. Billy died. We sent Cindy. Cindy died. We sent like 3 guys named Chad. All of them dead. We're really not sure what's over there. All we know is that like everybody that tries to go over there is just like gone. He is quietly sipping this go-go juice in front of you.
And if someone were to go there and find out what it was and come back, what would they get in exchange?
Oh, probably riches beyond your wildest dreams.
You're talking
Ale?
like 20 gold.
Perhaps.
That's right.
Anybody at this point can make an insight check. I'd love to see what you guys roll.
Oh boy.
16.
7.
It's hard for me to show
4.
with this camera. I got a 19 plus. I got a 24 total.
Anybody above 15 is taking a look at this guy. You're sizing him up. He's not really looking to pay you. You think that might be up for negotiation, but he seems to be a little on the less than forthcoming side.
You got no robot in your Discord server, Brad.
I do not have a robot in this Discord server. I need to get that added in. That is actually something I'll do tonight. However, you'll note that at this question, a couple of you are peering at him rather particularly. All right. How about this? You all go to that place. Tell us what's there. Bring some people back if you can, or kill whatever's been killing people, and bring back like some sort of proof. I'll pay you each. Ruggy! What's up? Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Ruggy. What's a livable wage around here? Like probably like 5 to 10 gold for a really dangerous job. Why? I'll give you 3 gold apiece.
Is that how much the go-go juice costs?
You know we can hear Ruggy too, right?
I mean, yeah, I am here. I think people just kind of assume that, you know, I'm not when they talk about me or bring me into conversation.
You know, 3 gold is well within my ideas of why.
How big is Ruggy?
Not.
So, are you saying that with a 13 strength, I could probably pick him up and dunk him headfirst into a pitcher?
Pitcher, no. Perhaps a small keg, yes. He is yeetable, if that's what you're asking. You could get some range on him.
Just wondering. For the sake of ease, just call my character Rook, by the way. Trigelagus is long.
And so, Rook, you'll note that Ruggy Dug Duggy is looking at you while you're looking at him and, like, holding your hands out, like, trying to, like, judge his size and, like, holding it up to a pitcher. He looks, like, really concerned. You think he's gotten this look before, like, a few times. I'm gonna be, not here. Goodbye, sir. All right. So, no, I don't seem to have any takers at 3 gold. How...
3 gold's wonderful for me. As long as I get to travel, I'm fine.
Yeah, is 30 gold reasonable?
Sure.
Well, yes.
You said 30 gold each?
I mean, yeah.
I could do
can
that,
never
but-
tell. What'd you say?
I could do that, bud.
Well, certainly, sir. I'll take you up on 30 gold. And Cornwallis, or Corn for short, reaches out to shake his hand on the deal.
He'll reach out to shake yours. There's a blue glint to his eye when your hands touch one another. There is a light as the shake happens. All right. So, go do the thing. Bring the stuff back.
What stuff are we bringing back? Just the information, or?
I think he wants you to go explore for him, but he's too proud to ask. No. We're entirely aware of what's out there. It's death. It's certain death. Nothing else.
Brad, has Niffy been served tea yet?
Niffy has not been served tea. Lucky has been looking rather pointedly over to Niffy while painstakingly and slowly making this tea. There is a real pain for him making this. You think something about him is not a fan of tea, or maybe even people that make tea. You're not sure exactly why. Yeah, but there's some weirdness to it.
Oh, that's right. My doctor said I wasn't allowed alcohol anymore. Could I have a cup of tea, too?
Yeah, well, yes, I'll be hurrying up in just a moment. He'll shake around a couple more cups. And, you'll note that as he's shaking one around, it heaps up just a bit in his hands. You think it might not be mixing it instead and, like, adding heat to the molecules instead. You're not sure exactly what spell would make this happen, but it seems like some hand-wavy bartender tricks. He whips over a couple of cups of tea over to you, one over to Neffy and one over to yourself, Amos. He does not look pleased with this interaction, but not nearly as displeased as Neffy's just asking for tea.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, well, yes.
Took you long enough.
Yeah, well, it took you long enough to ask and pipe up, and...
It took you long enough to die.
You first!
More than likely.
At that, we'll call it haphazard insult. Um, Shidith, you'll note, will stand up. He'll make his way over to the door. He'll snap his finger. The door will open. He'll kind of chuckle to himself. You think he might just like showing off cantrips. At which point he'll make his way down the street. Lucky will pass out a couple of more drinks, at which point I will leave the planning for today's adventure to the party. What would you all like to do?
Well, what's everybody good at? I'm particularly just good at shooting things.
I like flowers and trees.
I'm very good at drinking and punching and drinking.
I'm also good at punching. And I like travel, so exploring is right up my alley. Just don't ask me to find anything particular.
Would we ask you to find something vague?
Yes, of
You just go
course.
and find a good time for us.
I believe the good time is out that door with the puffy wizard fellow.
What about you, old timer? What you good at, huh?
Huh? Oh, I stab people while they're not looking.
Consider me surprised, bud.
I
Consider
keep my
yourself
eyes locked
warned.
on him.
And I imagine you're good at just forking hay, right, farmer?
Sorry, give me a second.
I think we broke him.
Warful, that doesn't happen not often. Well, shit, now I forgot Cornwallis's point. Well, yeah, I'd say I'm pretty good at farming stuff. I haven't really gone out before. I only made it probably 50 feet down the road before all this happened. It was the first time I'd left the family farm.
50
So
feet? How can you
Yeah.
only travel 50 feet in your entire life? Why, my
Oh,
faith, we travel all over the regions. Arriving here was admittedly a shock, but nothing unusual happens without a little bit of faith.
Well, that's a pretty good way to look at it. I just I don't know. I never had a reason to leave the farm. I just kind of, I worked, I ate, I slept. Of course, the farm sprawled about. Oh God, what? Never been good with numbers. My dad always told me this. Sprawled like I think he said 70 square miles. But other than that, yeah, I never left the farm.
What's a mile?
I think I had a cousin named Miles.
Quick add a character question. What is the standard unit of measurement in
I don't know.
Dungeons
If-
and Dragons as a game is Imperial. In this setting, y'all are brand new, so
Out of character, if Lucky is to be believed, the standard unit of measurement is over there.
Warner's gonna finish his ale and head out the door, I guess.
You're not gonna have another round?
I had 2 already.
Following.
I just want to see what it looks like outside.
you'll make your way outside and see a assortment of different shops available. You get the feeling that anything found in the player's handbook under the equipment section might be available for purchase over at a place called Blever's Odds. You'll see another place just a little bit further up, labeled as the somewhere, it's called the Inn or something along those lines. Part of the sign seems to be broken or run down. Another area referred to as the Hammer and Goodness. I'm forgetting the
Sickle.
name of it. No, it is the Hammer and Anvil. It is nearby as well. You think this might be a good place to buy any weapons of specific crafting? There's an Artificers Guild up the street where they appear to be tinkering with various toys and moving, jumping pets of clockwork or mechanical nature. Further up, you'll also see a area where guards seem to be posted. Taking a look around, there's a rather large dragonborn fellow barking out orders at who would appear to be human guards that all say "halt" as approaching various members throughout society. They all seem to just kind of ignore these guards and walk directly through them. The guards seem to be both literally and figuratively an illusion here. You'll see a lady off in the distance. She's riding what looks to be decrepit horse. The lady herself, she's got long flowing black hair and a white looking kind of cloth over what appears to be rather ornate plate mail armor. Her horse, even from this distance, as she makes her way closer, you'll see about 15 feet off, you can smell the distinct scent of brimstone coming from this horse, as well as a strong scent of ash. You'll hear under her breath, "Just keep walking, Molly. Just keep what? Don't bite him. No, just keep walking." She'll motion over to Neffy to get out of the way. Neffy, you look up and feel an oddly familiar gaze, rather piercing towards you, as this lady rides her horse off into the distance. There's a light bit of smoke emitting from the horse's hooves. What would everybody like to do?
Demos is going to walk over to the Dragonborn that is with the guards.
What?
Well, that was rude.
Young man, I was told there's a place where people go and don't come back. Am I right?
Yes, pick a cardinal direction.
Oh. Well, that makes this simple. I guess I'll go this way. See you next week. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, well, my schedule's pretty busy. We'll have to meet on a different day, perhaps. Maybe it will be something a little irregular. I'm not sure. Have a wonderful day.
I'm not listening.
Neither am I, brother.
And that guy was aggressive.
I didn't even see any birds. He said cardinal, but I don't see.
I thought the same thing. I was like, where? Oh.
Cardinals fly in all directions, actually. I've seen them.
Well,
At hearing Korn talk about cardinal directions, Rook's jaw just drops. Rook is incapable of imagining someone who has not traveled at least a mile.
In Korn's defense, he's probably traveled like well over several thousand miles, but not off the property. So
That's fair. That's fair. At this point, Rook would also like to approach the Dragonborn.
What do you want, whelp?
Watch out. That one's got sass.
Watch out, that one's got a mouth.
Oh boy.
I do.
Pardon me. I was just wondering, where is your queen?
What?
Your queen. Your society is matriarchal, is it not?
Our society is whatever it decides to be. We have elected officials appointed in a high council by a group of people who vote once per year. It's actually rather democratic. We don't have any farce phony elections. It's just based upon what the people want. Every now and again, people are decided to go into the high council as dungeon masters for additional games. And yeah, it's a very confusing time. The inner framework of it is beyond myself. I just work for them as the captain of the guard.
So you're saying there's no queen?
What I'm saying is that the elected officials here may be made up of different folks of different backgrounds, ethnicities, and genders. However,
We do not have one overarching matriarchal society. We do not.
I think what he's saying is you should call him the queen.
What I'm saying is if your leader can be taken out by a bad cold and your society crumbles as a result, you've got a weak society, brother.
What
Oh,
he
boy.
does with his days off are none of your business.
Yeah.
Do you sell any weaponry?
Do I look like I sell weaponry? Do I look like I work for the Hammer and Anvil? No, no, I do not. You need to go to the Hammer and Anvil, right up the street. They're very nice.
You know, if I was to peg what somebody looked like that worked at the Hammer and Anvil, I'd be just right up your alley, bud.
You know, if I was to peg somebody as reasonable and asking a bunch of reasonable questions, even if they're new in town, I'd say you're all fitting the bill. I need to come up with some sort of identification system for newcomers so that I can be extra polite and extra helpful.
Rook kind of looks around at the people in the, I guess we'll call it a party, and it is just kind of intrigued and goes to the guard. Are there any more drow here? Or am I the only one? And as for an identification system, perhaps you should group us by, I don't know, adventuring groups?
Sounds a little too fast and loose for myself. What I think I want to do is get some sort of magical sticker to put right here that says, loved and cared for by the Arrowny people. But that may be difficult to do in terms of materials and manufacturing. We'll have to come up with something along those lines later. In terms of drow are everywhere. They're wonderful people, just like everyone else. I've heard about societies where that's not the case, and I got one thing to say to you, brother. If you're part of that kind of thought, oh man, does my foot need a place to rest, and your butt is sweet for kicking.
Oh, no. Believe me, our queen is wonderful. She has relations with everybody.
I don't want to know about your queen's relations.
Except for the society here, apparently.
Like the whole
Amos.
society?
Apparently.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I didn't catch your innuendo. No, the queen might have multiple husbands, but strictly the royal menagerie, if you will. On that note, and Rook's gonna just pick a direction and be like, Amos, shall we go this way? I'm not exactly sure which direction we were supposed to explore to bring people back from, but apparently it's every direction.
Where the birds are flying, right? That's what he said.
I'm walking this way. Follow if you'd like.
I'll follow Amos.
It's pronounced Amos. You prick.
Amos.
Bye.
Amos what?
Excellent name.
Oh, it's
Now-
fantastic to meet you.
Hey, you.
Neffy's gonna bounce up to the Dragonborn and be like, thanks for chatting with us. You're doing a great job guarding the town.
You are too. You're one of my favorite people to talk to today. I hope you have a wonderful time and stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
And as the party is starting to walk away, Rook is going to turn back to the Dragonborn and be like, just out of curiosity, are the birds every direction, or are they a particular direction? Wait.
There are birds in every direction.
Corn, now you've got me confused. Oh.
Neffy's gonna lean in and go, he's so silly. And then she's gonna open up her cloak a little bit and feed. She has a little squirrel inside her cloak that she keeps as a pet, and she's gonna give him a peanut or a nut, and then offer one to the guard as well.
You show the squirrel, the guard flinches back for just a half moment. He'll look to the squirrel. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. He's counting the legs.
Wonderful. I love the squirrel. Very nice time. Sorry, I mistook it for another squirrel.
He'll pull a cookie out of his pocket. It's still warm. It smells like it was baked with love. It's coming from a rather small pocket. You're not sure if this might be some sort of extra dimensional space separate from temperature and atmosphere. But he hands it over to the squirrel.
I hope you both enjoyed this. Split it if you'd like, or give it entirely to the squirrel. My feelings will not be hurt.
Thank you, sir. And then she'll bounce off and join the group.
At that, I would love to know two things. One, is there anything that anybody wants to do in town? Any inventory that anybody wants to get caught up with, or any sort of stuff you want to get looked into around the town?
I would just like to pick up some caltrops if they have them.
You can definitely go to Blever's Odds to make that happen. That would be the general store nearby. You'll note a small halfling with what appears to be sketched on 5 o'clock shadow. White tank top, small cigar, and a bunch of items. You'll note he appears to have just about everything listed in the player's handbook, as well as one of every odd item in the trinkets list. The only exclusion being a coin minted in a far-off land. They seem to be labeled with the exact price as their number on the trinkets list as well.
Oh, yeah, come on in. What do you want?
I would like to purchase your finest caltrops.
I only got one kind. You got the standard rate as according to the player's handbook on you?
I do. I believe the standard rate according to the player's handbook is 1 gold piece for 20.
Yes. You'll see a large bin of caltrops taken out. A bag of caltrops is pulled out, slid over to you. The caltrops are then slid under an area labeled bear traps next to an area labeled nets. And then a large game bait, and then a monstrosity bait. They seem to have something for everything in here.
Hey, I'm also here. I could pick up some ball bearings if that'd be nice. Maybe just 1,000 of them, probably.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
You'll see another bag labeled ball bearings is procured for you in a burlap sack.
Here's 1 gold piece for that.
Oh, wonderful. It's fair going rate.
Rook kind of looks around the shop and goes, you wouldn't by chance have some smoky goggles? I seem to have misplaced mine. I'm a little sun sensitive.
I don't think we have anything like that here. Yeah, I don't know. It's almost as though some folks are just cursed to live with sunlight sensitivity, almost as though it's a crucially balancing aspect of a race. I don't know the specifics therein, but it seems rather pointed. Far be it for me to understand.
Why don't you cast fairy fire about it, huh?
Rook just goes drat and storms out.
Well, I'm all set. To the birds.
Alrighty. Heading
Indeed.
off towards the birds, what direction do you want to be moving towards?
Whichever we look to the sky for a bird, whichever way it's flying, direction we go.
That bird is heading due north.
There we go. Who's the best pay attentioner to stuff around us? Is it Amos?
Rook, were you the one who said you could find vague things?
Vague things, yes.
Find the vague things. I follow wherever you all take us.
That is a 23 perception as we're heading north.
23 on perception will see a bunch of birds are heading in the exact same direction, of different species, size, and dietary needs. A couple of more carnivorous birds are also heading. They don't seem to be making any of the herbivorous birds nervous. This is particularly interesting to you.
I point this out to everybody, and I guess we just keep walking towards wherever the birds are slowly circling in on.
Does that sound like normal behavior to somebody who knows birds well? Because I don't.
I'm going this way.
You walk for a couple of miles. You make your way about 5 miles north from where you would guess to be the exact center of town. And you'll make your way through what feels like a weird force field. You'll note that the sky is just a light different color. You did not realize you were inside of a dome up until this moment. This dome seems to be preventing other things from going in. You'll see a fly of as it makes its way up to the dome and then kind of like falls down just a little bit and flies back off. You think something about this dome may be repelling threats from going inside of it. You're not sure the specifics. Nobody had really described that to you up front.
Well,
Damn kids, tie-dye in the sky and whatnot.
that's exactly what happened. I agree.
I think maybe this dome is why nobody has come back.
Why don't you go out and then try to come back in?
Why don't
That-
you go out and try to come back in?
You're the traveler.
I'll go out and I will try to come back in.
You successfully go out and you successfully come back in.
Haha! I have solved problem.
You take a look over. You'll see Ruggy Dug Ducky is walking over past you. He's carrying a large bucket of berries. He takes a step outside of the dome and lightning strikes. He is fried before your eyes. Oh my goodness! Ah! And just like that, he's gone.
But
I Feanor was not expecting that at all.
Why are you guys all dilly-dallying? Let's go!
are there
What
clouds in
happened
the
to
sky?
Mary?
I'm with the wee one. What happened to the berries?
Also gone. Only ash left in their place. This is not normal for a lightning strike. You'll all be keenly aware of fire happening when lightning strikes places. This seems more like a rather carefully pointed disintegration.
So he's not allowed outside. He's a house cat. Got it.
Well, that's not bad. Let's go.
So about how far should we go?
Until we find something, I guess.
You sure that was the whole shtick?
Well, we left the whole stick back there. I think the guard had it.
Look around. There are
Eos is gonna make
sticks
an attack roll.
everywhere.
I can't stop looking at the ash. We just knew him. He was just alive.
So is that attack roll with advantage because he's distracted?
Attack
He's,
Hey,
he's
no
tapping at your
PvP.
feet. Cornelius, he's just sitting there whacking your feet with the bottom of his cane. Don't worry about it. We'll worry about it later. Let's go.
Neffy's gonna pat his arm and say, "That's how life works, you know."
I want to be in bed by 9.
That's
know if
a-
that's feasible. Honestly.
that's a late bedtime, but okay, I get the idea. And Cornwallis is gonna kind of just start
Look here.
shuffling along while not taking his eyes off the pile of ash.
You're gonna be okay, friend. I've had about half my family eaten by giants in front of my eyes, and I'm okay. So
I just
What happened to the other half of their bodies?
um well yeah, we'll talk about more of that later.
Take a wild guess.
they were supper.
I didn't eat my family if that's what you're getting at. But it's okay.
You make your way just a bit further north. You'll note that the birds are coalescing around a clearing off in the distance. You'll see one wooden table and a bunch of wooden slabs that appear to be laid out as chairs. A single half-orc with a glass is smiling over towards you all, waving. And you'll note that the birds within about 30 feet to the inch are all hanging around in the treetops, very rhythmically moving, almost as though they're all part of the same rave. They're having a great time. They seem to be thrilled with what's going on here. Does anybody wish to move up to this?
Amos is going to walk over to the half orc. Looking old and decrepit as he slowly makes his way there.
Hello. Bork's name is Bork. Do you want some water or good berries?
Oh, hello, Bork. I just have a question, if you would be so kind.
Yeah, Bork can answer.
Right, well, as I understand it, people, when they go that way, they don't come back, yeah?
Yeah, that's called the Forest of Screams.
Off in the distance, you hear a.
Yep, that's why.
Huh. Alright, well, I guess it's my job to go take a look. Wish me luck!
Oh, all right.
I would actually, yeah, take a good berry or two if you were giving them out.
Yeah, Bork has plenty of good berries. How's your day going?
It's going pretty good actually. We saw a halfling die though.
Oh, that's gotta be tough. Yeah,
Some
Bork's-
kind of ruggert.
Oh, like a Ruggy Dug Duggy?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a pain in the keister.
Oh, well, you're glad he died, or?
No, he's fine. Trust me.
Oh, well, you hear that?
Well, I guess that is some sort of good news.
Yeah, Ruggy Dug Duggy will be back in like a couple days. Kind of his thing.
Oh, good to know.
What a strange man.
He can just get struck by lightning and come back.
Yeah, Bork thinks it's a little more complicated than that. Some sort of hand wavy situation, like a running joke or something along those lines of for a deity much above us here. But yeah.
How do I get that ability? Maybe it is the juice he was drinking. Is it go-go juice?
Bork only knows like one guy that drinks go-go juice, and he's not very nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that was that shitteth guy.
No, Bork doesn't know a guy named Shitteth. Bork knows a guy named Fitteth. He lives like north of here. Very not nice man.
Oh, well, we met a shitteth. Very wizardy type, maybe. I don't know. Drank go-go juice. Was very aggressive in his tone, but not overall a bad guy.
Bork's not sure about that. Bork's not sure about that at all. That sounds very confusing. Almost as though their names are purposely similar.
Mm.
Well, Bork,
Thanks for the good
I'm
berry.
with you on that one. I don't know.
Well, if you get the chance,
Birds,
just...
Mr. Bork?
Huh?
Can I feed your birds, Mr. Bork?
Of course, yeah. Bork's birds love food. They also love pets. If you give them kisses on the forehead, you just gotta wash your mouth. But they're very nice to you. Very, very good birds all around. Also, Bork forgot to mention, watch out for the face stealers outside the forest. Just something to be aware of.
Or what?
Fake dealers.
What kind of birds are those? I've never heard of those ones.
So face stealers are kind of like birds, but way worse.
Okay. Like, how big are their beaks?
They don't got beaks, not normally.
How do they get the face off of you?
Bork's not sure about that part yet.
I mean, have you seen a body without a face? Like, is there serrated edges on it, or?
Not yet. Bork also hasn't found a body yet. Bork's seen a couple of groups of adventurers make their way north, but for some reason they always wind up dead.
All right. Well, glad to be another group of adventurers heading up north. We'll see you later. Bork.
In theory.
To the north?
Yeah, just follow the tracks. Bork thinks it's a pretty good idea.
Very well. To the north.
I'm not very good at following tracks.
Rook, buddy, pal, Friend, amigo, would you by chance like to make a survival check?
I would not. I would like to make a perception check if possible.
You could
Because
definitely make a perception check, not
I'm
to
not
track.
proficient in survival.
You could take a look around for your surroundings, but to track, that would unfortunately be a survival.
I'll attempt it. That is an 18.
On an 18, you'll find a set of tracks. You'll note that they are of a similarly clothed foot to the shoes that you've seen inside of this dome. Looks to be as though these tracks were moving at a rather slow pace. Kind of wandering around. They stop at a couple of bushes, stop at a couple of trees. It is like 5-10 feet in a couple of areas between tracks. You start to lose them as the ground gets a little drier and higher. But as it gets lower again, they're easier to track once more. You'll see a knocking against a tree and a knocking against another tree. Partway through, you think they might have gotten the idea that they were going to get lost in here. That it might have been a good idea to leave a little nook in some of the trees that they go by. Continues for.
Can I continue that trend as we go?
Definitely.
I'll just use an arrow, just the tip of an arrow, to scrape a tree every once in a while.
You use a tip of an arrow to scrape a tree. You scrape another tree. You put the tip of the arrow into one tree, which kind of like moves away from your arrow as you try and tip it in, and it just kind of glides along the tree. Then you.
Hello?
Go about your business.
Is there a way to distinguish which one of yous will talk and which one of yous won't? Because I don't want to be scraping up trees that don't talk or do.
There is none. We do not
I
wish
won't
to be seen. If you wish to find us, you will find certain death. However, we will not be bringing it to you unwarranted.
I'm just gonna stop scraping trees.
Smart.
Out of curiosity.
I'd be able to tell, seeing as I'm a force gnome and a druid.
I would love to see nature check from you.
A 15.
On a 15, you will take a look at this tree. You'll note that it's just a shade darker than it should be. It is also quite wide for a cedar tree. You only see cedar trees grow to be maybe 6 inches to a foot in diameter. Just at the base of the trunk. This thing's about 3 to 4 feet at its base. And it's small for the other darker cedar trees nearby. You think they might not be used to growing this big? That may be some sort of a tip, but you're not exactly keen on testing out any of the other cedar trees yet.
And do I see him like have this sort of conversation with the tree?
You do. You'll note that this conversation is happening from a tree which does not appear to have a mouth. You think this tree may be awakened to some extent. You're not sure exactly what.
Okay, I'll approach him and say, hey, I might have another idea. If we had some sort of paint, we could just write like letters in Druidic, and only people who speak Druidic can see it, unless they're looking for it.
You would all be wise to worship this one.
Oh.
She may have just saved your lives.
And it wouldn't hurt the tree, but we'd still be able to find our way back, you know?
Could you put things like sunshine and rainbows or something that make the trees feel happy when you paint it on them?
Sure, why not?
You go for it.
Okay.
It's at this point that Rook will lean down to Neffy and kind of nudge her and say, "Perhaps we could also just ask for directions."
Well, yeah, I could do that too, I guess. So I'll go back over to the big old tree and I'll say, "Oh, awakened one, my name is Nefelbata from the deep green forest. I have come a long way and have been brought part of it against my will to seek those who came to find the evils hidden in among your leaves. We come to rescue them and hopefully fight the bad ones here and free you from their destruction. Could you possibly help guide us towards them to help us in our quest, maybe?"
They were slain in their sleep, approximately 5 miles north of here, just before the wild flatlands. You'll do well keeping a close eye on who you travel with.
Who are they traveling with?
They traveled alone. Some say that there was a group that headed east. Others say there was a group that headed west. The awakened trees bustle with rumors of such traveling humanoids. Usually only druids are allowed passage, and their accompanying rangers in some exceptions. However, as the humanoids grow more emboldened, we may have to seek some sort of compensation for trespassing onto our lands.
Oh, so these are your lands. You own the land?
I think they are the land.
Yeah, I think when it comes to forest, it's like mostly like a thing that's like all of it's one or whatever.
All land my roots touch is mine.
Sort of a finders keepers kind of thing. Okay.
But
The
your
same.
land has your land's been infected with some kind of thing that's bad. And so it'd be good if we could get rid of it, maybe.
That is correct.
So we are welcome here as long as we are seeking to help you when we leave when we are done. Yes?
You are welcome as long as you are cleaning up the mess. So long as you are part of it, you are not.
Don't become a mess.
Thank you, O wise one. We shall hurry towards the north and take heed of your words.
Take great heed. Move with great speed. Be careful.
That one didn't rhyme. Let's go.
The tracks.
Nephi will look for some berries or something to make ink, so she can paint the trees in druidic.
Can I see a nature check from you to find the berries?
Amos already has a bottle of ink.
Does Amos say that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good because I rolled a 7.
Yeah. How about you try this, little one? That's a 1 ounce bottle of ink for Neffy.
And this is a good reason to keep me alive, guys. Just saying.
We were planning on it either way, but yeah.
As you make your way a bit further north, you'll see that the notch in the trees end almost at the exact point that a second set of footsteps makes its way towards the initial set that you've been tracking.
Amos would like to make a perception check.
Let's see it.
15.
You survey the area nearby. You find a few disturbed twigs. You also see a set of tracks coming from what appears to be the eastern end. You'll also find a looks to be a small dagger resting on the ground. Looks to be rather rusted, a bit older than what you were expecting. You think it might have been here a while, or whoever had it had carried it for a while. That said, you can definitely tell that whatever met up with this set of tracks caused the first thing you were tracking to move a bit faster and stop making marks.
I think I found what happened.
Yeah.
Looks like there's another group. Attacked them on their way in.
Same type of feet, or
I believe so.
Are there any markings on the dagger? Any sort of insignia or something?
You take a look at the dagger. You'll see a claw on the dagger, which has a small crack in it. You're not sure exactly what's going on with it, but looks to be old. Doesn't look to be of any of the logos that you'd seen in town initially.
Looks like a symbol of a broken claw.
what if it's like got a curse on it or something?
Well, shit, I've been touching it a lot.
Well, I
Well,
mean, you haven't
this-
stabbed anybody yet, so I think we're okay.
Yes, well, this should suffice for evidence of what's out here.
Yeah, and tree talking people. We could get 30 gold real quick. Just go back and then be like, oh, if you want more, you got to pay us more.
We could.
He was very vague.
Yep, he did say we only had to bring back something that we found, and
He barely
Well-
said anything, to be fair.
To be
He
fair,
just said go a
the trees
direction.
could
Really
probably
ushered us
point
out the door.
To be fair, the trees could probably point us to more things. I'm sure if we keep going out and bringing back things, we keep getting paid.
Right, but if we go and get more things right now, then he's just going to give us 30 gold for all the things.
well, no, I think what Rook is saying is that we make an easy to find stockpile of things
Oh.
and then just go on quick ventures.
Exactly. Somehow the farm boy gets it.
So we do one big adventure where we pile up a bunch of things, evidence, and then we go to and we say, all right, here's the dagger. Now, if you want more, you got to pay us some more. Then we go out and get more of the things and come back.
Yes.
Are we
just-
gonna have to do like pretend injuries and stuff? Like poke each other in the eye when
I'm
we go
really good at pretending to be hurt.
adventures? You know, we have to make up fights. Look what we found this time. We had to fight a troll.
I'm certain that the trees also wouldn't mind helping us fake injuries.
Well, I think I would personally rather trust those that I know who are in it for a common goal than trees who've said that if we bother them, they'll kill us.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been threatened hundreds of times, and never by a tree, but don't worry, that happens all the time. People will tell they want to kill you.
Amos is going to begin keeping an eye on the environment while this conversation is happening.
Amos, you'll note that it's about 6 p.m., closing in on dusk.
Not to be rude, how is Amos's eyesight?
Better than you'd think, but not amazing.
Oh,
As the sun sets, I see better. And in regards to you getting threatened, I have quite the opposite. Everywhere I go, people are my friend.
threats are very commonplace in taverns and bars. It's I'm not thrown off by any threats, especially from a not moving tree.
You'll hear a
He's
chuckle
not.
from a tree nearby.
Oh, that's good. Oh,
Mr. Herzog, I don't think you should insult or taunt them. I have no doubts about your credibility, but you don't want to mess with the trees.
I'm terribly frightened.
I have nothing against the trees. I'm just saying you shouldn't fear one threat from one tree. We have the druid, right? You have talked to the trees, and we are we are good to go. So let's shall we find more stuff?
As a
Yeah, quick
druid and
question
a
for
forest
Brad.
gnome, sir, you should know that I stand with the trees.
You're,
I mean,
you're
I do
much
too.
shorter
I'm
than
not
the
just
trees.
kidding.
What were you saying, Max?
Was that chuckle from that tree audibly discernible from the voice of the first tree?
Yes.
That chuckle was from a different tree. We're not near the original one.
The trees are all connected. Their roots,
Ley lines.
dirt, everything's all connected.
It's magic.
It is at
Not
this
just
point that-
magic, it's the ecosystem. It's how it works.
Magic.
It is at this point Rook doubles over laughing and goes, Warner, you said not. I get it.
I don't. What? Huh? What?
If I might make a suggestion. We were told by the first tree that the folks that come out here were killed in their sleep. It's about time to set up camp. Little one, I believe your name was Neffy. If you could ask the trees to keep an eye on us while we sleep, and we take rounds doing it ourselves, we might just find who took care of the other parties that came this way.
I can do that, but I highly suggest we stop mocking them as well.
Nobody's mocking the trees. I just simply said not to fear one threat. What is it? You? Everybody thinks I'm mocking the trees. I am not mocking the trees that stand still.
How do you know they stand still?
That's what trees do.
No, that's what you've seen them do. What do they do when you aren't watching them?
Is this some sort of riddle?
No, it's just a basic question.
Oh, I'm confused.
Yeah, it's like when you sleep, where do your fingers go?
What?
That old bard song.
Vona has never thought about that. Where do they go? You've just blown Warner's mind.
Do my fingers have sentience?
No. Look, we can't let our minds destroy us out here in the forest. Other things are going to do it, okay?
Warner's gonna start wrapping his hands in whatever cloth he has on him.
Will everyone stop teasing the barbarians? Now, little one, talk to the trees. I'm gonna see if I can't set up a tent.
All right, so I will try and find a wide cedar with darker bark and ask it if it is willing to, or if it and its friends are willing to watch over us throughout the night and perhaps raise alarm if something looks like it's going to attack or is nearing our camp or whatnot.
You hear a scream off in the distance.
Was that my hands?
From the tree
Fingers
They're
directly.
still here. They're still here.
I will not protect your kind any more than you will protect mine.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not sleeping in a forest.
I'll tell you another. Protection is transactional. You give what you
I'll
get.
watch your back.
These
Well,
fellas with the
Was
broken
that-
claw and
Was that scream one of your kind?
No.
What can we do for you?
Do not chop me down, and I will not chop you down.
Well, I wouldn't chop you down.
Do you
I'm
want
a-
us to
Gnome druid.
Do you want us to plant seeds as we walk back?
I do not give out seeds. Those who try and take seeds from tree ants often wind up cursed.
Okay.
You'll do well
Forget
to
I
heed
asked.
that warning.
About how far from that field would you say we are?
Field? You'd mentioned a field. You mean where you had met up with the half orc?
No, you mentioned a field on the other side of the forest.
Yes. There is a field on the other side of the forest. You're within, you can see where the tree line ends in the distance. If I had to guess, probably about a quarter mile to an eighth of a mile. You're not sure exactly given bearings, but you think it's a reasonable walk off. You're not sure if it might be more open ground, or if it might be more watchable ground in terms of visibility. There is, the advantage and the disadvantage to going outside of the tree line.
Amos, what do you think? Should we go outside the tree line and set up camp in the fields, or should we brave the boughs?
Well, I'd like to set up a trap here for those that have attacked envoys before. And frankly, spending the night with a tree ant can never go bad unless you're going around cutting down trees.
You said trap. I have a hunting trap in my bag.
Well, go set it up.
All right. Is there a particular spot that I should put it?
Just on the outskirts of where we're sleeping, mostly.
But none of us are wearing skirts. Oh, right. Yes. All right. And then Cornwallis is gonna wander off a little bit back towards. Was there like a defined path near us, or are we kind of just trekking through deep foliage?
At this point, you've been following some tracks north. To say that might be the path. You've worn down a little bit as all of you have moved forward. You can retrace steps pretty easily. If you'd like to, you can head back.
No, I was gonna go up along the path, the tracks that we were following, because whatever is gonna come for us is probably gonna come from where the tracks are headed.
Give me a survival check, please.
You've been rolling the best. Let's see. Six.
A 6? Tracks are really far apart from one another. You're not sure exactly why, but you're really sure the direction that they're going. See a couple of slash marks against some trees. Looks like bear markings or something. A little bit further up, you'll see the clearing and a little weird, circle of blood or red berries or something off in the distance. It doesn't look to be anything crazy. But you feel really good about tracking right now.
Can I still see our group?
I was gonna stay right behind you.
Thank you. Because I'm not gonna go too far off from the group. Probably I don't know, couple paces, just far enough out so that if something gets caught in it, we can hear a scream before it's on top of us or the rest of its party is on top of us. Well, this seems good enough. I'm gonna set up the bear trap there.
Does Cornelius seem strong? Yeah.
Yes.
I hand you a crowbar. Here, I don't need this, and you could probably use it more than me, and I got it in my bag, and I really don't need it at all.
Oh, thank you. I have no idea what it is, but thank you. I'm just gonna tuck it in the back pack.
How good can all of you see at night?
No.
I see pretty good, and I only like meditate for 4 hours, but again, I don't want to sleep. I'd rather just not even at all.
You can see at nighttime?
Quite well.
That is an impressive feat.
I usually just go to sleep at night, because that's when it gets dark.
And I also only need to meditate.
So you all will watch the camp while the rest of us sleep. Perfect.
I have dark vision as well.
I'll wake you closer to sunrise.
I'm okay with that.
Mr. Herzog, I don't want you worrying all night about your fingers, okay?
I have them wrapped in cloth. I am good to go.
I'm sure they can't get out of there.
What does that mean? Do you know something I don't know?
Your fingers will be fine. I'll keep an eye on
I will
your
wrap them
fingers.
tighter.
Brad, as far as watches go, and rest, I'm not gonna sleep, so I'll have a point of exhaustion.
Alrighty.
Before we like divvy up all of that, I don't know if everybody saw the text channel, but Werfel will be right back.
Okay. Where locationally are you going to be setting up the encampment?
I was thinking perhaps on like the edge of the tree line, give us some cover, but I'll leave it up to the party.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yep, just enough to get someone's attention.
I'd love to see First Watch. A perception check from First Watch.
I'll take first watch, and I think Feanor was going to take watch with me.
Yeah, I'll be there. Oh, I only got a 7.
24.
On a 24, 3 crows fly by you, all of which staring directly at you. Feels weird. Not quite as weird as the 3-legged squirrel that appears to be in like a street fight with the 4-legged squirrel that came with Neffy. You take a look at the squirrel and it bites hard, like drawing blood. Its teeth look a bit sharpened, almost carnivorous. Neffy's squirrel gives out a snort. And at which point you'll see the 3-legged squirrel looks directly over to yourself, Rook, and then directly over to was it Feanor also on watch?
Yeah, I'm looking the other direction saying, do you hear that?
The squirrel gives you a rather knowing look and then scampers off.
I kind of nudge Neffy awake and I go, your squirrel lost.
Neffy, your squirrel is shivering. You've never really seen fear like that in your pet here.
I tuck him back inside my cloak.
Your squirrel is like very close to you, holding on very tight. At that point, I would love to see second watch.
If we're doing 12-hour nights, I can also take second watch. If not, then
I can do a watch. Okay. Want to do second watch with me?
Yeah, I got a 13.
At second watch, you'll all hear a faint whistling in the distance.
I got an 18.
Do I recognize this tune?
I rescind my 18. Stop it.
You do not recognize this tune. You've never heard it performed inside of a town before. I'm not sure what's going on here, but you know that this is definitely of an intelligent performance. This is not your average bird. Something meant to play this melody for you.
Oh,
had
that
a-
must have been those bad birds.
Yeah, I had a 20 on that perception. I have superior dark vision out to 120 feet. Do I see anything connected to this voice, or is it just disembodied?
You see 2 glowing dots very far away. You've got dark
Do
vision
they-
out to about 120 feet. You'd guess this is closer to 300, given that being the reason why you don't see any sort of body attached. Just 2 glowing dots.
I make Feanor very, very aware of this, and then I'm gonna go sleep.
There is a single blink as you walk away.
Gotcha. So definitely eyes.
I'm just staring at them eyes now.
There is no light source leading to them.
I can't see them.
Oh no, there is no light source. They're still glowing.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
It's not like you're shining a flashlight at something in the dark and you see that the eyes pop back to you. This is just a faint glowing.
This is very creepy.
The eyes close, and you hear off in the distance.
Glad I'm asleep for all this.
At which point, we're at 8:30. I would love to do a 15-minute break. Meet back up here at 8:15. Restrooms, snacks. If you got them, smoke them. We'll meet back here at 8:45 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to pop it over to the BorksMemes logo, and we will be back shortly. Please, for folks in the stream, put yourself on mute. We do not want to hear you pee. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Oh, the humanity.
Hello, we are back. We are
Welcome.
doing more stuff. Where last we left off, we were like halfway through a night's watch, and stuff started to get a little weird. Whistling was in the distance. It was to the riff of a couple of simultaneously copywritten songs, and so I think they would have to like line up to sue us. Something about that makes them seem like they're public domain, or at least for that little riff. Huh.
Yeah.
At that, the party is at a certain spot where glowing eyes have been seen in the distance blinking. There was a scream. Stuff has gotten concerning. We are at
par first.
we are at third watch. I would love to see who's up for third watch, and I'd love to see a perception check from said third watch.
At what point does exhaustion kick in?
24 hours.
Okay. And so how does that translate over to it being noon when it would have been like 8 when I normally woke up, right?
We'll call it noon when the exhaustion point kicks in.
Okay, gotcha. I got 13.
We were 20 miles from Barstow when the exhaustion kicked in.
You got a 20?
13 for me.
13.
What time is it?
If you had to guess, you'd say roughly between 2 and 5 a.m.
Okay, have we determined who the second person is?
Nope.
I guess that's me.
All right.
Let's see what we got.
It's
Nat
natural
20, baby.
So
What's your mod?
+0.
you're taking a look into the forest, and you actually see, like, the viewers of the movie Predator. This strange moving shape off in the shadows. Everyone else is like the main characters of Predator, completely unaware of its presence for some reason. You're able to see that this thing is moving, despite being hundreds of yards away, very fast along the tree line. There are a couple of points where it disappears and reappears further ahead than you were expecting, given its prior movement speed. At which point...
This is,
Oh, do you say something?
I was just gonna ask who else is on watch with me.
That's me.
Yeah, you've got your buddy Fëanor.
Hey, Fëanor, is this something we wake people up for? There's a thing moving really, really fast.
Like how far away?
Couple hundred yards. It's you said across the field.
Yeah.
It's across the field in the other tree line, but it's really fast.
You notice that
Yeah.
since you've started talking, it stopped moving.
Oh,
I think it can hear us too, cause
Pointed eyes.
it stopped moving, and the eyes are looking at us.
maybe it just wants to talk.
I'm gonna wait for it to come a little closer. I'm not gonna invite it.
All right. I'm cool with whatever, man. Where I'm from, anything the same size as you is a friend.
The eyes
Oh.
close. They open
Do
again,
I still have
and they're a bit bigger.
either it's an anime protagonist or it just got closer.
I don't know what that means, man.
Its eyes are a lot bigger.
Oh. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't gonna sleep, so if you feel like this is something they should wake up for, then sure.
If it gets any closer, I'm gonna wake him.
All right.
The eyes close again. They reopen. It's only about 100 yards from you.
Fëanor, wake everybody up now!
They close.
Hey, hey,
Guys!
everybody!
I'm gonna move around and like wake everybody up.
Everyone's
No,
waking up.
no,
to
no,
take a
my
look
hands,
around.
my arms, my fingers are still here, right? Oh, yeah, that's, oh.
Guys,
yeah.
but I'm gonna make sure that I don't take like my eyes off of it. That I've always got a location on it, so I don't lose it.
The eyes closed as you mentioned to everyone that it's coming closer. They do not reappear.
Oh no!
Good
Oh,
morning.
fiddlesticks. Oh,
Why have
guys,
you woken me up? Were my fingers
There's
trying to
no
escape?
Damn it! My
Going on.
voice filter cut off the shh. But guys, there's something really close. I saw it across the field. It had glowing green, red eyes. It was moving really fast, and every time it blinked, it got closer. It just blinked, but it hasn't opened its eyes, so I don't know where it is. So just
Was it like a coon or something?
shh.
They can be a little
Wait.
creepy.
Wait.
There's a little of a small three-legged squirrel that is patting firmly on a
shoot it.
sheet of paper. The paper looks to be of a fine and ornate cut and a perfect creased fold. There is a single thread holding this sheet of paper closed. Even from a few feet away, you can smell the strong scent of lavender.
Can I shoot that squirrel?
You can definitely attempt to shoot the squirrel.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Amos is gonna take an action to hide.
Let's see a stealth check from Amos. I'll get back to you in a moment on that, Amos. Fëanor, what'd you get to the roll the attack?
I got a crit.
Crit on this three-legged squirrel. Let's see some damage.
I
Alright.
also got a crit, nat 20.
Okay. The old man's gone. You think he's taking medications.
That'd be 8 plus my 4, 12 damage.
Old Pilrax, he's got the data.
Why are we shooting squirrels? What is happening?
So
I'll tell you why I shot the squirrel.
That's the squirrel that attacked yours.
Not
As-
only that, but you know that
Look at him. He's hurt. He's
you opened
probably
up your
taking his medicine.
when you opened up your jacket and showed your squirrel, that guy was like, "Oh, let me count its legs." Like what? You know?
as
That
your
one has
arrow
3, so I shot it.
buries in, a little emerges from the squirrel, and gore just kind of puffs out for about 5 feet, spraying everything nearby with like a fine mist. You were expecting the gore to be red. This is a metallic mercury, quite a lot like you were melting down pewter and then exploded it. It's heavy, it's milky, and then it drips onto the ground almost faster than gravity should be making it. It coalesces in the dirt into one puddle and then seeps into the ground. The note is still intact.
See?
Amos, what are you doing? You're hiding.
Yep, Amos is just hanging out in the woods, keeping an eye out for anything that might be coming closer.
Amos, you see a half-orc making his way towards you. He looks nervous.
I'm gonna need to take you out of here. It's very unsafe.
This half-orc appears to be Bork. You'll see he's looking very confused, very concerned. He's got a wooden cup of water. He's sipping it and grabbing you by the shoulder, trying to bring you away. You critted.
How
On
in
your
blue
stealth
blazes
check?
are you seeing me?
You feel like he shouldn't be seeing you, not for lack of ability or trying.
No time to explain. You need to come with me.
What about the others?
Can I
Don't
see
worry about
this?
the others.
All right, I guess.
Amos,
We
you're
can't
pulled
see
off at
this?
speed. Nobody can see this. This is a stealthy interaction, to say the least. Amos is gone. You're not sure where Amos went. Amos, you're really sure that you need to go with this half-orc.
That's never happened before. I'm usually pretty good at doing that.
All right, so just don't trust anybody you see, guys, because they could steal someone's face. That was the whole thing, right?
You guys are pretty sure that the old man's gone. Like,
Not even like looking around to see where Amos is, so haven't noticed it. Rook is going to turn to Warner and be like, "Do we read the letter?"
Yes? Sorry,
Can
I was
you-
distracted by a weird squirrel thing.
Saw one of those last
Read.
night. Carnivorous.
With silver innards, I have never seen that before.
Did not see that last night. And Rook is going to go over and pick the note up and bring it over to Warner and be like, "All yours."
I'll look at the note.
pulling at the note, you unfurl a little sheet of paper in a beautiful illusory script with golden trim. It looks as though this was almost transmuted to become gold, or a golden leaflet. You'll see a wonderful writing that reads, "To whom it may concern, you've wandered into our territory. You are being commandeered."
Oh, I know what this is. This is another one of those threats!
Can we write back, or... Oh, we probably need to give it to the squirrel, huh? Well, too. I'm gonna look for the old man.
Old man is gone. Amos, you're, if you so choose, running off with the half-orc back in the direction that you came.
Yeah, we need to get you out of here safe. I was on a hunting trip and it went south bad. I was looking for a couple of squirrels to eat and everything got dark, everything got scary.
Amos, are you indeed following at speed with him?
Yes, and despite Amos's previous walking speed, he is able to keep up.
Amos, once you're outside of sight and sound of the party, what is your AC?
18.
Oof, okay. We're going to keep track of that. Amos, can I have you roll for initiative? I'm not going to have anybody else roll at this point because this is so far outside of
Is this old man wearing full plate?
He's wearing leather. I rolled an 18 and then gave 2 ability points to dexterity for the first level.
Okay.
We're looking at
And he's
Not
and
bad.
he's a variant human, so he takes immediately armored, so he's able to hold a shield. But
Nice.
I rolled a 20 on initiative, not a natural.
So we're looking at we'll call it sneak attack for conversation's sake. The half-orc buries a thin knife into you. You'll note that as it sinks into your side, you look down. It looks like something you would have pulled. The knife itself is a twisted triangle with indents along the sides. This is a fine knife. A very careful make. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see. That is a 18.
An 18 will see you successfully resist the poison seeping its way into you. You do feel a burn from this that is not the same as the stab wound.
Any damage, sir?
We're getting to that. You take a total of 7 piercing damage as this sneak attack buries itself inside of you. This is going for vitals.
I'd like to make a called shot, sir.
I'd say go right ahead.
All right. So, Brad, you're familiar with how this man's cane works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it out right into the foot.
Alrighty. Add your sneak attack damage to that, please.
Let's see. That is 17 to hit.
17 to hit will indeed hit.
Okay. So that is... 9 plus sneak attack. Let's see, 15.
15.
Mm-hmm.
That will see quite a lot like the Tom and Jerry cartoons. There is a straight through a limb. You see a slice down the foot. Now a stump is remaining, and this half-orc is not able to really stand well. You'll note that the skin around this area is a grayish instead of a greenish, as you had seen prior. The half-orc, being burly in initial size, is kind of shrinking down to a much more, we'll call it, mobile stature. There is a thin, glassy look to its skin, a piercing yellow look to its eyes that glow just a little bit to you. His ears recede into his head, and you'll note that there's a length to his teeth as he takes the dagger out of you, attempts to grapple onto you to get a better attack. Let's see opposed athletics or acrobatics. Up to you.
We're going to go with acrobatics. And that is 16.
On a 16, you will successfully resist. Grabs onto your lapel. You pull back just a little bit, swiping his hand off. You'll get an extra attack at this point. Give me an attack roll.
Let's see, 15 plus 7, 22.
22 will see a successful attack. Let's see some damage. You are burying this into center mass.
3 plus 5, 8.
On an 8, you have got the damage right against the liver. This thing is coughing just a bit, and you'll see wrinkles forming, a thin receding hairline. I'm not a big fan of that. This thing is actively taking your presence as you bury your... Is it considered a sword or a knife?
It's technically a rapier.
Technically,
It goes
okay.
along the entire cane's inside.
Oh, well, we'll recover from that one. There is one more stab towards you. It is burying further into your rapier, trying to stab into your neck. We have got a 17 to hit.
Huzzah!
What do you got?
18.
18. We'll see a successful hit. What do you got for damage?
You said it was a 17 to hit? Or did he roll a 17?
He rolled a 17.
Okay, yes, that'll hit.
So, what is your AC? I thought it was 18.
It is. You said it was a 17 to hit.
It was a 17 to hit. It did not hit. I thought you were rolling a 17 to hit.
Oh.
Sorry.
No.
This is back and forth.
I'm attacking again.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
That is 18 to hit.
18 to hit will hit.
All right.
Sorry, I am all off kilter. I'm not used to like the back and forth style of combat.
It's a DM and a single player. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
All right, that is 5 plus 5, 10.
You see this figure double over onto your rapier and try and bite down onto your forearm in a last attempt to damage you. That is a 19 to hit.
That'll do it.
We're looking at a D4. You'll take 2 piercing damage as this buries into your arm.
Still standing.
Constitution saving throw, please.
16 plus 3, 19.
Perfect. You are holding on to a slumped over dead thing on your rapier. For the rest of the party, you see, oh, well, sorry to be missing you. An old man wanders in from the woods. For Amos above the table, you will note that this is not the direction that you headed off in. Another person has entered the fray here, taking your exact appearance. You're still above the table in this exact moment, holding onto a limp body. Well, what are we doing? Where are we going?
He's coming up to us,
Yes.
and we didn't see the kerfuffle.
You did not.
Well, all seems good and proper to me. I don't know. We're fighting something, right?
We're fighting something. What is it? What is it? You'll see the cane is procured and waved around. Whatever this is hasn't gotten the memo that the cane is a rapier. I don't think that was shown to the party, though.
It was not.
So it'll be whipped around like a stick. Well, where is it?
Well, you're the one with the cardinals.
Yes, Amos, you were leading us in a direction. Although it did sound an awful lot like you didn't want to come back.
Oh, well, I just had to go pee. When you get to my age, you start taking a bunch of herbivorous pills just to start feeling alive again and make the ladies go wowee. I swear, where are we going?
What was that age again?
69.
Wait, you told us you weren't going to tell us your age. Hold on. Hold on a second.
At this point, Rook just looks over at Warner, and just slowly pulls out a short sword.
What are we doing, friends? What's going on?
Warner's going to walk up to the old man. Well, Amos, and I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder. What? And then I'm going to look back at Rook. What do you think Rook would do?
Looking over to... And who did you look to when you said this?
Rook.
He'll look over to Rook himself. I don't know. What do you think, Cornwallis?
And when he says Cornwallis, I'm going to... That's an 18 on the die, and I have a +5 to hit.
That will hit.
7 damage with a short sword straight to center mass.
You... for the rest of the party, this guy just stabbed the old man. What a quinky dink! Can I see a roll for initiative from the party? I'm getting out a notepad on my end to jot down initiatives. I will ask for them in a moment. I'll do them by number. I would love to start off with 25 to 20.
21.
With a solid 9 plus 10, we find Rook. 20 to 15.
Oh, I got a 21 too.
Oh, you got a 21 as well. Who's got the higher dex mod?
I got a +3.
Yeah, you beat.
And 20 to 15, sorry.
I have a 16.
Any others? Alrighty. 15 to 10.
Yeah,
I got a
14.
12.
From 14 from... Right, 12 Warner, 14 Fenoir. I think that takes care of everybody because the old man's getting Merc v Merked in the woods. We are looking at the first turn going over to Rook. You have started the initiative with the stab. You're going to get the top of the initiative with your turn coming up. What do you got, Rook?
I'm going to stab again.
Let's see a stab again.
Yeah, that is a 13 to hit.
13 to hit will be a miss. You've gone to shink in. Warner has got an arm around Amos. Please give me another roll. We're going to figure out if you beat the AC if you hit Warner, given the proximity.
That's a nat 20.
So you hit your friend Warner. You're aiming at a close spot. The figure looking towards you, the old man, oh, I don't like that, juts out of the way, and you into Warner. Let's see some damage.
6 damage.
Oh, would you look at that? Cornwallis, you're looking at this. This is crazy. Rook, you've got movement and bonus action left.
As a bonus action, my right hand is going to come around and attempt to basically backhand the hell out of Amos.
Let's see it.
A 20 to hit.
With a 20 to backhand, quite a lot like the slow-motion Sherlock Holmes, played by Robert Downey Jr., you are bopped right to the ear. You'll see a ring, and then a little yellow to the old man's eyes that quickly fades back to a hazel. There is a keen look towards you. You caught him slipping. His head comes down, shoulder comes up, and you'll see a knuckle to the head. You're seeing the old man go into the stance of an experienced and physically able fighter.
Interesting. That'll be 6 damage on that.
6 damage. We'll see a stun for just a second. Not enough to impose the stun status effect, but just enough to note that you've cleaned a clock.
All right, and then am I correct that I could disengage as my movement and just like 5 foot back?
No, disengage has to be an action or bonus action if
Gotcha.
so able as a rogue.
Gotcha, I'm confusing it with other systems. That's the end of my turn then. I'm going to stay right here.
Cornwallis.
What's my clearance between the fake Amos?
You get about 15 feet. You're all in the same encampment. Nobody's a turn or more than a turn away in terms of movement.
Am I facing behind him, beside him?
That I will say is up to you.
Rook, you came from the front or the side? The front?
Straight front, center mass. I was like gut shanking him.
Then we're going behind. So I'm gonna move around to behind Amos. And just great axe straight up Main Street.
Let's see a great axe straight up Main Street.
Do I technically get flanking because Rook is in front of me
I will
on
say
the other side, and I'm
yes.
ooh 21 to hit.
21 will see a hit.
See what I get. Where is a D20? I've never actually rolled one of my D12s. Oh. Cocked dice don't count.
Cocked dice don't count.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to move all the other dice to the other side of the table and roll that again. Okay, there we go. That's 6 points of damage.
You go straight up Main Street, and you see into the traps of this old man, which are
I went
bleeding heavily.
straight up through his crotch
Straight-
to his
straight
traps.
Up? You were going.
Oh yeah,
up?
yeah. Up
Oh.
Main Street.
Oh, the noises will be.
I didn't want to
drastically
hit.
different.
I didn't want to hit Warner's arm.
Okay, we're going for that kind of maiming.
Yeah.
Once you hit the, there is a. You'll note a gray flash to the eyes and a piercing white light emits. The
I
light
think
also
Rook would notice
pours out
that
of the
'cause I
mouth.
can't.
Is it the bitch?
I'm behind him, so I can't hear him. I see him.
I know this.
Yeah, for Rook, there's a light pouring out for just a quick second, which is then shut back off as he looks back over to you, yellowed back in his eyes. He is currently straddling an axe buried into him. You can take it back out if you'd like.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take it back out, and since I'm behind him, I'm going to. Let's see if I've got this right. I'm going to step back. No, I'm not. Never mind. I'm gonna take it out and stand right there, ready to hit him again.
Alrighty. Turn will then go over to Fake Amos, who is looking over to Warner, who's got a fresh stab wound. Fake Amos is going to stick a thumb in it. We're going to look at a
Ow.
19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You'll feel 3 bludgeoning damage and another 1 piercing as it digs into the innards of your center mass. It doesn't feel good. It is going to try and make its way away from you, taking 3 opportunity attacks if you all wish to. It first needs to break the grapple, as you, Warner, are still holding.
Oh, it
onto
counts
the
as a
shoulder.
grapple?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got a nat 1. It's going to try and make its way away, and its legs swing out, its arms swing out. The body does not move. Your hold is firm and steadfast.
Yeah. Opportunity attack?
No, because it is not.
He didn't
left
move.
It is not left
Oh,
your
that's
attack
true.
radius. Turn will go over to. We've got Neffy up next. Neffy, you just watched a squirrel die. Your squirrel is freaking out. It is whispering things to you strange in a tone you've never heard before. What would you like to do?
What is it saying?
You hear in just a light bit of. Do you speak Sylvan?
I don't, but I have speak with small beasts as a gnome of the forest.
Is that a spell that you can do, or is that just a passive?
It's just a passive, just for being a forest gnome.
The man with the ropes is out there. The man with the ropes. The man with the ropes is gonna come and get us. The man with the ropes. Long beard, long beard, long beard. He's coming to get us. Coming to get us.
Do I see a man with a beard and some robes?
Nope.
Okay.
What would you do?
I will cast Shillelagh.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. And where am I in relation to the group of guys trying to take out one old man?
About 10 feet off, this one old man has a lot of wounds for a standing old man.
How many
And
times?
I walk
did you
over
teach
and
this
just
lesson?
bop him on the head, and please let it take him down. That would be so funny.
Can you reach his head?
Can you?
I have a quarterstaff. It's really tall. I am 3'8" or something. I wrote it down somewhere.
Hey, if you reach up and punch him in the
Bonk.
knee, we're all thrilled. It'll be good.
You could probably hit him in the face.
I hit him. I got a 12.
You're attacking from the side. You don't have anybody on the other side. You're just barely missing Warner, who looks just a little concerned to have so many things flying around him at such close range to a grappled target.
Does Shillelagh add anything?
Should be your spellcasting ability, wisdom.
Oh, instead of my... Alright, so that would make it 14. I don't know if that matters.
That will just barely meet it. You'll be able to deal damage.
Oh, yeah.
And you add your wisdom. That's the damage mod.
Make it a spell instead of an attack.
It also changes the hit die to a D8.
Drastically underused cantrip. Is it a cantrip? I think it's a cantrip.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe it is.
It's one of the
Yeah, nobody-
druids specific.
Three!
3 damage. We'll hear a bonk.
Because it requires it to be wooden. It
Oh.
won't... Yeah,
Is your quarterstaff not wood?
No, it is. But I'm saying the weapon has to be wooden. You can't use it on anything that has any metal. That's why it's so underused.
Yeah, so you gotta add your wisdom to the 3.
Yeah, the weapons damage becomes a D8, and then.
Oh, well, the D8 was 3, so then 3 plus 5. Do I add my proficiency?
8. No. Just your
Oh.
wisdom.
Then 3 plus 3, 6.
Okay. Bonk. You are clearing through the head. The jaw is on the ground and melting into a clear liquid. Where the jaw was, you'll see the teeth are elongating from this old man, and the eyes are glowing yellow.
And I'll yell, "Bad man!" in Druidic. And then that's the end of my turn.
With that, the turn will go over to Feinwar.
I'd like to shoot him in his yellow eye.
Shoot him in the yellow eye.
That's a 22 to hit.
That is a 22 to hit. That will hit.
Oh, and that's max damage, which is 12.
12 damage. We'll see an entry wound and an exit wound and a firmly dead old man. Most unsettling for you, Warner, is how wet this man has just become. Turning into a very clear, translucent goop that buries itself into the ground. Amos, you notice the same effect after just a second that this thing is spending on your rapier. Each, at this simultaneous moment, you'll notice that this thing is seeping into the ground and settling. There is a faint scent of ammonia coming from this. And a hint of lavender with the one that you folks have encountered over in the clearing. At that, sorry, Warner, you didn't get an attack in, but initiative will be over.
You had the grapple.
Ow!
I'm so sorry.
Please do not stab me
life.
again.
I'm looking for something else to shoot. I'm looking
Does
at the
anyone
list.
have something to fix stabbings?
Does anyone have any of those good berries that we got? They might not fix the stab wound, but they'll help.
Yeah, I got one. I huck it over to him.
I will eat the good berry.
It gets on the ground a little bit. There's a little bit of dirt on the good berry, but it's still, it's like a little wet and slimy. It's bad.
I'm sorry. What does Goodberry give me?
One
hit point.
health.
Is it? It's one.
And you're
point.
full.
One hit
But
point
now you're
per
full.
berry, and it fills your stomach for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's basically Limbus bread.
I could cast Healing Word if you'd prefer.
Well, I am at 5 of 14. If I were to measure my life force in some numerical way.
Okay, I will cast Healing Word.
Well, we got to think there's also an old man out there, probably dead.
Well, then healing word won't fix him.
Amos?
Speak for yourself, you young prick.
Is he
Covered-
back?
He's covered in the same liquid that you all see on the ground. He looks like a raccoon that just returned from a street fight with a possum over a corn dog.
At this point, he's putting away his rapier as well, just for the record.
As Amos is walking up, Rook kind of looks over and goes, "It's
I
a
have
good day to die, isn't it, Amos?"
Every day, what's it
5
to
of
you?
14.
What'd you say, Neffy?
7 hit points to Warner.
Yay!
I have an arrow drawn on Amos. I still don't trust him because of the other one. Hey, how
Maybe
old are you?
You should give that good berry to Amos when we know he's Amos.
Who asked Amos how old he was?
It was me, Feanor.
He'll look to Feanor and go, "What's it to you?"
All right. I trust that a little bit more. Yeah, it's probably him.
Yeah, you really shouldn't ask a lady how old she is.
There we go. Okay, there's the one. Still think I'm older than
Amos.
you, but
Amos, do you know where your fingers go at night?
My word, I'm not allowed to say because we're on a live stream. What do you think?
I didn't see a stream.
He's old.
If you don't mind, I'm very close to death.
Amos, you think you might need to be healed back at town.
Oh, did the Rook stab you as well?
No, it was that Bork that tried to give me a good berry.
Oh, we killed you.
Oh, probably doing him a favor.
Let's go home.
Sounds like a plan.
Wherever home is. I hope my stepkids are okay.
You have children? And you go out here?
I didn't ask for this. I went to sleep.
Rook is going to take out his mess kit because it's really the only thing he has and try to scoop up some of the goop.
You successfully acquire a vial of goop.
Good.
You hold it still. It moves around.
Oh, so this is sentient goop.
Burn the goop.
It's moving goop.
I'd like to take a tinder box to the goop.
The goop burns a lot.
You sure you want to keep that goop?
Bring it back to town. Be like, we killed face stealer thing. Because I mean, what else are we gonna call it? It
Fair enough.
took
Yeah.
his face. You might want to put that fire out before the trees attack you, though.
Oh. Um.
You'll.
I mean, I have a blanket. I'll use my blanket. Does it go out?
It goes out. You
Right.
pat it down a bit. You're feeling a lot like a Chris Farley sketch, just moving very animatedly to try and put this thing out and cursing and swearing the entire time. However, it does get put out.
You'll
All
see,
right.
I just want to head
while
along.
you all are
back
playing
to-
with the goop, that Neffy has made a proper little burial for the weird silver squirrel.
I do not think you need to bury that weird thing because I do not think it was a squirrel.
Nor do I think it's dead.
I think it's dead. I killed it.
It used to be a squirrel. Somebody contorted it for their own purposes in a bad way, but it used to be a little squirrel, just like my squirrel.
Well, I think it was a thing that looked like a squirrel, but never actually was a squirrel.
And Rook's gonna chime in here to help Warner out and be like, it had pointy teeth, like meat eaters, and 3 legs. And judging from the reaction of the guy in town, 4 is not the normal around here.
My squirrel has 3 legs.
I think he has an extra fourth
more
one
as
too,
well.
though, right? Yeah, it's fine. Let's go back to town.
I guess we're gonna head back to town and take the note with us and the vial of goop.
Do we still have the broken claw dagger?
I
Yes,
think
you do.
Amos has it.
Right here. Takes it out of his coat pocket. Clean as a whistle.
It's clean as a whistle.
What's a whistle?
You know,
Out of character.
I don't want to hear any more whistling.
Out of character. Amos, what happened to the dagger that was stabbing you?
Oh, it's still right in there.
Oh,
inside of
Yeah,
Amos.
someone should probably take care of that.
I can take it out if you want.
No. You don't take them out. The doctor takes them out. Farm boy, you
What
can-
if I like shoot an arrow at the hilt of it to like get it out really fast?
Don't you touch me.
Amos, you saw 3 guys die this same way.
Yeah, let's just walk back to town and have someone more professional looking take care of it.
I mean, we could always pull it out and he could set you on fire to cauterize it.
Do not touch me.
I mean, my profession is tower watchman, and I'm pretty much dressed for it. So I don't know what you mean by more professional looking, but let's go.
If you take this dagger out of me, I will stab you with it.
Fair.
That is its purpose.
Travel will take just a little bit to get back to town. You'll be greeted by a very large, very looks to be protective red dragonborn with ornate plate mail and a couple of human guards to say, "Halt!" As they reach out towards you and just pass through you.
How was everyone's adventure?
How do you think?
I got stabbed
Oh,
by that guy.
you'll probably want to go see the town cleric.
There was a squirrel and
Yeah.
he died, and it was sad.
That's a very sad time. I hope you're emotionally recovering from it. Let me know if you need to talk at any time.
I killed a 3-legged
Thank you.
squirrel. Was that the right thing to do?
Yeah, 3-legged squirrel. It pops up. You kill it. It pops up again. We don't know why.
Oh, like the ruggy
I
fella.
told you it wasn't dead.
Well, I guess I killed it again because I buried it.
What about a thing with red eyes that when it blinks it gets closer?
I think you encountered what we refer to as a face stealer.
Yeah, we got
So
some of one of
die
those
if
in a
you kill it?
jar.
First, Max, what did you say?
Do those die if you kill them?
Yeah, most things do. That's kind of the requirement of being dead and killed. They're synonyms.
He'll look over to
But the squirrel.
The squirrel is remade every time. We're not sure how.
For Nick, what did you say?
If we have some of the face stealer goop in a jar, is that okay, or should we burn it?
You probably want to take that to the town wizard by the name of Shitteth. Have you met him yet?
Yep.
He's a pretty uncomfortable guy, but He'll probably understand what's going on here.
Is he related to the fitteth guy that the Bork guy told us about, or?
I've never heard of fitteth, but I don't like it.
All
First
right.
he shitteth and then he fitteth away.
So, you said face stealers have red eyes. What has yellow eyes?
I don't know. Do you see colors? Because I don't.
Well, I think the face stealers can kind of change whatever color their eyes is as they please, right?
That makes
Did
sense.
someone say something about a town cleric?
Oh yeah, you're almost dead. Let's go.
One last
Hi,
question.
Mr. Guard. We'll come back for some cookies later.
One last question for the Red Dragonborn Guard. It's very simple. Does the cleric worship the traveler, or does anyone here?
We're all travelers in our own way, leaves on the wind, metaphorically speaking. And so we all worship in our own special way all of the deities that do so wish to do us good.
Are you saying you're
All
a
right.
leaf on the wind?
I'm saying I'm a bit of a leaf on the wind, traveling through the breeze ever so elegantly.
Does he get stabbed in the chest at all? No. Okay.
No.
That'd be me.
Oh,
To the
to the
cleric.
cleric.
You make your way over to the town medic by the name of Clarice. Clarice, the cleric, waves over to you as she beckons you inside the clergy. Hey there, fellows! How's everybody doing? Is everybody safe, well fed?
Had a bit
Hello,
of a knitting
Clarice.
accident, thank you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. You've got a dagger of venom in you. Good thing you didn't grab the hilt. If you squeeze on that, it lets more of the venom out. We're happy we didn't try and pull that out, aren't we? Aren't we, everyone? Aren't we?
That's what
We're
I
happy.
said. I'm
Yeah.
What if
smart.
Aren't we?
you had shot it out with an arrow against the
Oh.
hilt?
You know, I was just actually wondering if anybody had any worse ideas. I'm very glad you brought that to my attention. Don't do that. That's how you get naturally selected. But now that you're here, I can take care of it for you. I'm going to take it out. We're going to slowly... she'll reach over and just... The thing inside of you, Amos, hurts like a mother. You feel it like wiggling around, tapping vitals. The point is just like scheduling around. She pulls it out. You'll note that her hand is not making direct contact with the blade, or not the blade, goodness, the handle. There is a thin sheet of space in between them where you can see a shadow being cast. It is pulled out. She then does something with her hands. The poison is drawn out. She then... Lord up there, give me the strength to keep this one kicking! Slap onto your wound. You take 5 bludgeoning damage, 2 radiant damage, and then wind up back at full health somehow. Was not a pleasurable experience.
Thank you.
Do you give him a lollipop now that he's all done?
You don't get asked on many dates, do you, young lady?
Oh, you'd be surprised!
All right, then. I'm gonna wait outside and hope she doesn't slap me again.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time I said... Might I, sorry, hello, Clarice. I have just a little bit of healing I could use.
Oh my goodness! If this is a thing for you, I swear I will throw you out. I've fed people to things for that just very
No,
same reason.
It is no joke. The rook, he stabbed me very hard, and it hurt.
To be fair, you were holding on to the thing I was trying to stab, and it was very widely.
Which should make it easier for you to stab. He could not
Let me
use.
heal this heathen! Ha! You are getting like the most aggressive lay on hands you've ever felt. This does not feel good. You're healed up to full health. There is a stinging sensation and a little bit of smoke coming from where the wound was. A couple of hairs are singed around the area. This is just weird.
Miss Clarice,
Thank you, Clarice.
What were you saying, Effie?
look at my squirrel. He got in a fight.
Oh, Mr. Honey. You'll see the squirrel is healed back up to normal. Just a little touch of the finger. We'll see the squirrel just looking normal in terms of health. Mentally, you think that might not be the case. Your squirrel is going to need some hugs, kisses, and good snacks for a couple of days at the very least.
Thank you very much.
I have questions about your healing methods versus people and animals, but come back later.
Never be afraid. The hand of intervention awaits you.
I run away.
You successfully escape.
Whew.
Rook just kind of slowly wanders away and says, "Goodbye, Clarice."
Goodbye. You successfully exit. At which point, I think the last mark was making it over to the guy that was offering to pay you.
To the bar.
Yes, the wizard and the guy who offered to pay us. I'm assuming they're still separate.
Same person, by the name of Shitteth.
Oh, okay. I thought Lucky was offering to pay us and that Shitteth was the one who led us into the bar.
No, Lucky
Wait,
was
when
not
was
looking to pay
Lucky
anyone.
introduced?
Lucky was the gentleman serving drinks. You'll all make your way over towards the bar. You'll note that the wizard has not left where he was seated. He is still working on a drink of go-go juice. Looks to be topped off. You've seen him drink before you left. You think he just kind of does this for most of the day. Hey!
Amos slaps the broken claw dagger in front of him.
Warner grabs the go-go
Oh,
juice in
please.
front of him.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, Warner. And for Amos, you slap down the broken claw dagger. Shitteth gives a look to the broken claw dagger and then a look back up to you. Hey, where'd you find that?
Someone tried to impale me with it.
Couple
16.
Was that how it went? I can't remember.
16 will see your Constitution saving throw successful. You are healed and inebriated. You will not suffer any negative effects as a result of this inebriation by the time morning comes. You will, however, be inebriated for the rest of the day.
Yes.
For Amos, you're looking over at Shitteth, who is very surprised to see this. Yeah, well, back in the day, back when this dome first became passable through, we met up with another dome about, ironically, 10 miles to the east. People inside call it Broken Claw in there. Real jerks. We don't like to reason with them.
Well, we followed the tracks of the others that went out before us, and we found tracks leading from the east with that dagger.
Do you find what was carrying him?
I think so. They call them face stealers.
It doesn't add up.
They
That's what we found.
they look like shadow things that move very quickly and glowing red eyes.
Did I hear something about a letter?
Oh, yeah. We camped out and they left us a nice little letter. Smells like lavender, kind of like one of those face stealers we killed. Here it is. And Rook hands Shitteth the letter.
You'll see he gets just a bit pale. Wow. She did make it. It's cardstock. It's cardstock. From young girl Lavender. She used to live in here. Thought she'd go off and get some berries. Wanted to bring back some food for her family and thought it'd be a nice surprise. Lo and behold. Oh, you see the rest.
Well,
30.
Amos.
What?
Amos killed one. We killed another. How many do you think are out there?
I have no way of knowing. Y'all get your 30 gold. You'll find it in your back right pocket. And
Neat.
I need proof.
I pull out the vial of face stalker goo. I go, is this proof enough?
Gone? I'll get back to you. In the meantime, you've all done great work. I hope you stumble across our dimension at some point. In the meantime, we're going to try and keep some people here and summon some other people with that thing. If the people that come out of those weird little pods are half as capable as you all, hopefully we'll have a great little live stream on our hands. At that will end our first ever live stream on BorksMemes. For those watching at home, please leave so many comments and likes, like all of them. Please share this with everyone capable of watching it and everyone that is not. Yeah, in the meantime, I hope everyone has a wonderful time. This has been a great game, and may your next roll be a natural 20.
It won't.